Okay, let's see what this is.
Everyone's life has to end. That's one of the guarantees of existence, at least at this point. There are a lot of ways that people leave this world.
Oh my goodness.
Most are relatively peaceful, such as passing in their sleep. However, some aren't so lucky.
Chat, this is a crazy dark video, brother. I'm gonna be honest with you guys.
Today, I'll be covering some of the darkest final images that I could find. This one gets heavy, so be cautious moving forward.
So I'm not about to miss a 24-hour?
Bro,
Bro, don't even get me started on that. Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started with that one, brother. Are you serious?
Bro. It's really weird but cool.
Oh, chat. Should we check the Reddit? Let's see here.
My bad about
SpongeBob not
BTW.
missing the 24-hour stream. This is one of my favorite posts, I think. Chat, do you guys want to get some pizza, by the way? Dude, I love pizza, man. Dude.
Let's go. The Tasman Sea is a 2,000-kilometer body of water that stretches between Australia and New Zealand. Many people have crossed over this body of water to travel between the two countries. However, none have done it on kayak.
I'm really worried I'm not going to see my wife again. My little boy.
Wait, what?
And I'm very scared.
At that moment, I really honestly did not want him to go, and I just wanted to hold on to him.
I'm wondering why I'm doing this. I really am.
What?
And I don't have an answer.
Andrew was forced to abandon this attempt. But weeks later, he set off again.
On January of 2007, Andrew McCauley decided to try his second attempt at crossing the Tasman Sea from Australia to New Zealand. Being someone that had already successfully performed other sea kayaking expeditions, he was no stranger to this type of travel and the risks that come with it. Over the next month, Andrew would travel across the Tasman Sea. This photo is one of many that Andrew took as he documented his
Oh my goodness. Expedition, your brother's doing expedition real life?
journey across the sea. Due to the sunscreen, it may seem a bit eerie, but in reality, he was likely in pretty decent spirits. During this time, he faced many challenges from the intense weather conditions that the sea could create. At times, the kayak would even capsize, and he would have to get out and push it upright to save himself. He was extremely resilient, to say the least. Despite these challenges, he was making good progress and was making his way towards New Zealand. As he got closer and closer to his destination of Milford Sound, New Zealand, it seemed like there would be...
Brother, so how do you do this shit? How long does this take, though, brother? This seems like a really long, trip.
no way that he would fail. Most wouldn't even have made it this far. However, we all know that something had to go wrong.
Huh? Huh?
On February of 2007, Andrew would send a distress call as he quickly realized that he wouldn't make it to his destination that was only 56 kilometers or 34 miles
Damn,
away.
he
A search
nearly made it.
began. However, after days of searching, only Andrew's partially flooded kayak would be recovered. Even now, his body has never been found.
Oh my
and it's unknown what
goodness.
truly happened to him. It's more than likely that he passed away, however, as if he did somehow swim to New Zealand, I would guess that they would have discovered him while he was trying to make it there. Even if he didn't touch the land, I think we can all say that Andrew actually did make it across the Tasman Sea in just a kayak. May he rest in peace.
Rest in peace to Screw tonight. We take it slowly.
On December 26, 2004, this image was taken. In it, you can see what looks like a wave crossing over the land as it even reaches the
Holy fuck, nobody even cares. This motherfucker does not care.
height of one of the palm trees in front of it. That would already make this image morbid enough, but it gets worse. This isn't just any tsunami. It's actually one of the most devastating disasters in modern history. Off of the coast of Sumatra Island, a powerful 9...
Yeah, I feel like living in this area, it's like, dude, I would have just drank it. That's how you're tanking it today, brother?
0.1 magnitude seaquake would erupt, causing a 900-mile, or 1,448-kilometer, fault line to form where the Indian and Australian tectonic plates meet. This also caused the ocean floor to instantly rise by as much as 40 meters or 131 feet. This sudden rise would of course trigger a massive tsunami. It wouldn't be long until these massive waves began to hit Indonesia on the island of Aceh. These first waves would end up ending the lives of 100,000 people.
Holy
Soon the waves
shit.
would crash over Thailand, India, Sri Lanka, and even South Africa. By the time the tsunami was done, 230,000 lives had been lost. You can only wonder what happened to the people in this photo.
Oh my goodness. These guys are just accepting it. This motherfucker looks like he's about to drink it. I would just part it like the Red Sea.
And if any of them had survived.
Motherfucker,
based
what?
on the numbers, it's more than likely that only 1 or 2 of them did. The most terrifying part about this is that they couldn't have predicted that this disaster would have happened. They were more than likely having a regular day right before this moment, and now suddenly all of their lives were in extreme danger. Danger that they have no way to control or avoid. Damn. Rest in peace to all of the lives lost, and condolences to all affected.
Damn.
There are around 45,000 domestic flights in the United States every day. Despite that
holy shit, 45,000?
amount, you probably have noticed that you don't hear about many crashes or catastrophic accidents at all. In fact, in 2021, there were only 176 air traffic fatalities worldwide. It's not very...
Wait, what?
21, there were only flights in the United States every day. Despite that amount, you probably have noticed that you don't hear about many crashes or catastrophic accidents at all. In fact, in 2021, there were only 176 air traffic fatalities.
Only 176? Motherfucker, you gotta be kidding me. That's too many, brother.
Fatalities worldwide. It's not very common that you would actually pass away from an airplane accident, especially commercial. Of course, uncommon doesn't mean never.
Yeah, remember when Post Malone was gonna die in his private jet? Does anyone remember that shit?
After the hard facts of disaster, the hard questions. The hard facts are these. A United Airlines DC-10 with 293 people aboard crashed yesterday while attempting an emergency landing at Sioux City, Iowa. Amazingly, at last count, 184 people survived.
Oh
and
my
now the
goodness.
hard question, why did the plane crash?
On a typical flight from Denver to Chicago,
holy
a
shit,
McDonnell
saved.
Douglas DC-1010 would make a shallow right turn, something that the plane had done thousands of times before. However, this time the result would be different. There was actually a microscopic issue in the titanium alloy fan disc that over the years had formed into a sizable crack.
Chad, it's crazy. Like, you're literally just flying in a metal tube. Look at this shit. This is what's flying in the sky. Isn't this crazy? Like, think about this. Like, you can see the little windshields. Like, bro, like, you're literally flying in a metal tube, brother.
During the turn, the fan disc of the tail-mounted engine would disintegrate, and this would subsequently cause the fan disc to rip out of the aircraft, taking parts of the number 2 hydraulic system and supply hoses in the process.
Okay, I'm not
In other
listening.
words, it was almost impossible to control the plane now. That wouldn't stop Alfred Haynes, Bill Records, Dudley Vorak, and Dennis Fitch from trying though. Although the typical method of using the control column was useless, after trial and error they were able to figure out that if they idled the left wing mounted engine and applied maximum power on the right, they could at least get the plane to level out.
Jay, who remembers playing this game?
Eventually the plane would enter phugoid cycles, a phenomenon in which a plane will climb before descending over and over, changing the speeds as it does so. With every cycle, the plane would lose around 1,500 feet or 460 meters of altitude. Dennis Fitch was able to use the throttles to mitigate the cycle. Eventually, they would arrive at the Sioux Gateway Airport and were preparing.
Oh, does that make it go slower? Is it slow down the speed?
Land. As they were rapidly approaching the runway, they were at a speed of around 250 miles per hour or 410 kilometers an hour, which was much higher than the speed required for a safe landing.
Oh,
the aircraft began to roll to the right, and the engines weren't responding in time to Fitch's commands to stop the roll. After hitting the ground, flipping, and rolling over,
oh my goodness,
232 would rest in a cornfield close by.
Holy shit.
In the end, 112 out of the 292 people on board would pass away. Despite the
112, damn. Rest in peace.
Horrendous conditions, somehow the crew was able to save the majority of the people on board, which is amazing. Rest in peace to the 112 lives lost.
They stand in the windows, these survivors, looking out over a countryside so peaceful that one could hardly imagine a disaster here. But it did happen, and these men and women and children will never forget it.
Oh my goodness. Chad, have you ever been on a plane before? Wait, JPEG Mafia? Just kidding. Dude, I've never been on a plane before.
You already know my capital stays.
MF Doom? Capital Steez? No way. I know this guy. Joey Badass's friend. Steez. Oh my goodness. I never heard what happened to this guy. Damn, son. I can get the Insider's Edition.
Those of you who
I know we unalived himself, but
in a rap may know of a rapper called Capital Steez, otherwise known as Steelo, King Capital, and by his government name, Courtney Everald Jamal Dewar Jr. Steez would begin rapping in 2008 at the age of 15 as a part of a group called The Third Kind. A few years later, Steez would form the rap group Pro Era with Powers Pleasant, a record producer. This group would include a lot of talented rappers, including Joey Badass, a close friend of Steez. This would also be the person that would make the song Survival Tactics with Steez, a song that currently has 25 million views on YouTube. Later that same year, he would release American Corruption, an extremely highly acclaimed album that would cause even more eyes to fall on him. As the year continued, Steez continued to succeed, and everything was looking up for his career and future as a phenomenal artist. However, on December 23, 2012, Steez would release this tweet which simply said, "The end." Right after releasing this tweet, Steez would jump off of the top of the Cinematic Music Group headquarters and would not survive. This final tweet is an extremely unnerving sentiment of someone that knew their time was coming. However, Steez also had other very strange tweets. Steez had gotten into spiritual and metaphysical theories during high school and would end up believing in other spiritual practices and aspects like Egyptian mysticism, numerology, astral projection, and the Indian chakra system. As you can see by the tweets, he also believed he was a being that existed on a higher dimensional plane and held the belief that he was an indigo child. This meaning that he was someone who has supernatural abilities and can possess these traits or qualities. This would cause people on Reddit to theorize that he may have possessed schizophrenia, with one person stating, "The way he leaks 47 with Doomsday. He talks to his friends about it and no one ever suspects. He was eager and ready to go, and no one knew how deep that really went until it was too late. That's the worst thing. It was under everyone's noses the entire time, but there was nothing anyone could have done to stop it. My ex-roommate has schizophrenia, and from a completely untrained eye, Steez's death and circumstances remind me a lot of what my roommate had going on before getting prescribed some really heavy antipsychotics. When someone plans their death that far in advance, it would probably point to some sort of mental imbalance or illness.
Oh my goodness.
It's not fun to think about, but if there's anything I've learned from dealing with this kind of stuff, there's not much you can do. You can sit back and blame yourself that it happened and you feel like you could do more, but most of the time, it's very unexpected until you see the signs while looking back. Hindsight is 20/20. Others even believe that he didn't actually do anything to himself. It's hard to say exactly why what happened, but either way, it's still a tragic loss of a very
rest in peace, man.
Talented person that brought entertainment and joy to a lot of people. May Capital Steez rest in peace. Overworking is an issue that many face. Sometimes this is for school, but when you overdo it, it can cause irreversible consequences. Mita Diran, an Indonesian copywriter, would tweet this on December 14, 2013. It wouldn't be long, however, until the effects of overworking and intense energy drink consumption would take their toll on her.
Oh my goodness.
Tweets on her page, you can see
I thought the video was over because there's not timestamps.
How much she was forced to work for her company, commenting at times that she was working over 12 hours at the office. Her company would later come out and tweet their condolences, which of course received a lot of negative attention. It's sad that anyone is forced to work so much that they end up losing their life, although that much is obvious. It's even more morbid, however, that there likely wasn't much of a choice whether she would end up this way or not. Rest in peace to her, and the same goes to everyone else mentioned in this video.